Cereal has been a staple of breakfast and midnight snacks for the past 100 years, and over that time, each brand has locked in their packaging. There's been plenty of redesigns as trends come and go, but now we've run into a wall of every cereal box looking practically the same. Big colorful mascot next to a bowl of the cereal in question, splashing around in milk as it's enlarged to show detail. Obviously, there are exceptions, but you know what I mean. When every cereal box tries to pop out in the same way, they all just kind of mesh together in your mind, and the cereal aisle just looks bland. It's very clear that we need to refresh these brands to have their own style. So you know I'm back to fix the world, where I fix the entire planet one box at a time. Last time I asked you guys for some cereal box ideas, and boy were there a lot of them. Let's do it. Alrighty. Before we get into the first one, I want to start by clarifying our rules. Number one, these cereal boxes have to stay in the cereal box shape. While different shapes of cardboard could be interesting, it's not very practical or realistic, so we gotta keep it on that rectangle shape. Number two, we gotta make these more unique. Number three, we want to keep it believable. It'd be nice to have designs that these brands would actually use, but this rule kind of gets overruled by rule number four. Have fun. Some of my favorite designs in the past episodes have been some of the weirdest ones, so let's just go with the flow. Let's start with Fruit Loops. These are obviously one of the all-time classic cereals. They've gone through plenty of box designs, but looks like this is the most recent that they're selling in stores now. Honestly, not too bad. It's nice and bold. It's showing off the mascot pretty good and the cereal. But there's one thing it's totally lacking: a representation of the actual flavors that are in the cereal. It says natural fruit flavors, but what are the fruit? Like, really, what is it? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Yeah, that's very descriptive. Blue, my favorite flavor. It seems like no matter what the color is, they're all having these same flavors of orange, lemon, lime, apple, cherry, raspberry, blueberry. So let's get some photos of all of those. Now, when I was thinking about this whole idea, I didn't totally know what to do for Fruit Loops. I ended up bouncing through a bunch of different ideas. You know, like having Toucan Sam on the beach with all the fruit, or just having like a huge field of Fruit Loops that Toucan Sam is sitting in, like Mr. Beast filled up his backyard with it. I was also considering some sort of DJ theme. If you didn't know, one of the biggest music making programs is called Fruity Loops. So I thought it would be kind of fun to have Toucan Sam just like raving it up, making a turntable out of the cereal, you know. But I got an idea that takes itself a little more seriously. Make these all a little smaller. And let's get all of these fruits the same size. I realized it's kind of bothering me that this has the leaf on it though. We'll get this guy instead. And we'll line them all up. Now, what is the main feature of Fruit Loops? They're loops. So we're just gonna take a hole straight out of each one of these. There we go. Then let's get some actual Fruit Loops in there. Cut each one out. You know, when I was starting to research for this video, I came across something really sad. It was an eBay listing for a gray Fruit Loop, which obviously isn't supposed to be one of the main colors, so they were deeming it as rare. But my problem with it is that it cost $400 for a single Fruit Loop. I don't care what shape it is or what color it is. One Fruit Loop is not worth $400. Not even mint condition. It's totally used. They're actively holding it in their hand in the photo. Bruh. It's craziness. Anyway, we're just making another row of these. I'm gonna leave all that there for now. Real quick, I wanna just get the text in here. I do like that font a lot, but I wanna just get something even more round. Ooh, I kinda like this, actually. That's nice and joyous. I'm actually gonna make some rows that are mixes of the loops and the fruit real quick. But you know what? That wasn't even the worst of it. When I clicked on the listing, someone had it in their cart. In the moment, someone is trying to buy a gray Fruit Loop for $400. What have we come to? To deserve that price tag, they gotta ship it in the highest quality bulletproof briefcase or something, along with $300. Like, come on. I've seen other listings like this before, like weirdly shaped chicken nuggets or Cheetos, but like, come on, what are you gonna do with it? What? I just don't get it. There's something I'm missing out on, clearly. And I'm a little lazy, so I'm gonna copy and paste the rows I already did. Okay, now we got a bunch of fruits, but we're gonna replace these top ones with our logo here. That's not not too bad, but we want the logo to stand out a little more. I'm thinking for all the other fruit and all the other loops, we mess with the colors a little bit. Let's see. Black and white looks kind of cool, but that's a little too bland. Whoa, that's crazy. Or maybe we just turn down the opacity. That doesn't look bad. The Kellogg's could just replace these 3. Then I feel like it's kind of sad not having Toucan Sam in there. Toucan Sam. And while I do like the look of a lot of these, I don't know if any of them really fit with our design here. So let's get the pen tool out. I kind of want to follow the roundness and the grid of this design. We'll get the legs like kind of in between the lines. That'd be cool. Okay, I think we're gonna do old Toucan Sam. My bird drawing skills have failed me yet again.
I do not know how to draw a bird.
Ooh, I kind of like this guy. We're just gonna put him right in the middle and try to make him take up the exact right amount of space. So we're gonna move different parts of him around, especially those legs. I had my doubts, and I'm sure you did as well. But hypothetically, this really will work. Maybe he's like poking out of the side. I think that's kind of cute. Something kind of like this will make his legs a little longer. Let me get rid of these adjacent fruits. Okay, this is a good start. I'm spending a little too much time on this, so with the power of future me doing the work, here's the final result. Ooh, yeah. I think that turned out pretty cool. Next. Ooh, okay, I'm really excited about this one. So this is one of the best ideas I've ever seen. We're gonna take a mini wheats box and make it a mini wheat. I cannot believe they haven't done this. Taking a look at the current mini wheats box. Oh, that is so bad. I respect the decision to try for a mascot, but boy, does that not work. I need a really high def photo of a mini wheat. That's probably as close as we're gonna get. Now let's carefully select just this one. Now I've wondered before why they're called mini wheats when they're like the biggest breakfast cereal. And I was at the store the other day and turns out they got really big wheats. Maybe I'll have to go get some later because they looked crazy. Okay. What? Yep. That's it. I just don't really get what you... Why? But yeah, anyway, I think downsizing was probably the move. I think that was the right choice, along with giving it some sort of flavor. Honestly, we can just keep the logo in the center. It's kind of tough because that picture, that picture's just really bad. Come on. Maybe the site has some nicer photos. It's actually astounding how this guy was passed. Like, how did they let him be released into the world? Dude, I just want a good photo, not this. Okay, listen, I know the execution isn't quite there, but all I'm saying is if this was done really well, that would be a banger package. Like, that is perfect advertising to just see a giant mini wheat. A big wheat? I don't know if I'll be able to find a better photo, but here's the final version. Kellogg's, you have full power to do something like this and do it well. Go do it. Next on the list is Cap'n Crunch. He was a wonderful 2D mascot, but they had to make him 3D like everything else. It's whatever. I'm not mad. It's fine. But a couple of you guys suggested having him be a captain of a ship with like a milk ocean sort of thing. Good idea. Let's do it. This is where I'm gonna kind of start to stretch our one rule of being realistic. Realistic as in they're gonna use it, because I'm gonna make the box really realistic, which they wouldn't do because that's too realistic to be realistic. Does that make sense? Oh, that is perfect. We don't want that blue in there, but we will make the background blue, I think. Pirate ship. I have a very specific vision in mind. Hopefully I can match it. You might know that Cap'n Crunch is actually Quaker Oats brand instead of Kellogg's or General Mills. Those are the two main competitors. I guess Post is in there as well. Or maybe it's Pepsi? What? Oh yeah, it is Quaker, which is owned by Pepsi. That makes me feel a little weirder about it all. But you do you, Cap'n. I'm using like the hairbrush tool to get all these strings in here. I don't know if it's working super well though. Okay, you know what? This will be okay. Ship in the milk. We're gonna flip this around, go smaller. Then we need an old captain. Ooh, like this guy, yeah. Remove the background. We gotta give him the iconic captain hat. Then I'm gonna actually tweak it so that it has the C on there and it's blue. Just something like that. We're also going to darken this spot where it's got the natural shadow, you know, extend it kind of like this. And we gotta warp it a little. What we're doing is we're gonna fade him in the distance. I kind of wanted the background to be more of a rustic feel, you know? I need some nice texture, like map texture. This is gonna be awesome. Captain needs to be blended in a different way. You gotta make these blend in kind of the same as well then. That way you can't pay attention too much to the details of the ship. We can get away with it being a little sloppy. We gotta move everything down so we have a room for the title. The title. It's not a movie. Maybe it should be a movie. Cap'n Crunch? I'd watch it. Let's get some nice like piratey text. Maybe we keep the blue from the original packaging. I realized I don't even have the cereal in this at all. You know, maybe that's a good change of pace though. Having the cereal on the box, overrated. You should be able to look at this and know what you're getting into. I'll mess with it a little more later, but if you ask me, that's pretty dang solid. Next, we're gonna do another classic. Feels like these are all classics, but anyway, Frosted Flakes. As many of you have pointed out, the word frosted implies something icy or snowy or cold, frost. So let's make the whole box a little more winter themed. So I'm thinking we just have the Frosted Flakes falling from the sky like snow. I wanted like a top-down view of Tony like this kinda, where he's got his mouth open trying to like catch the flakes. Like, but doesn't seem like there's really any of him in that pose. So I got to improvise a little. I kind of like the design of the old version of Tony Tiger. Maybe we'll just winterize him, you know? Get him on a nice... Won't look quite as nice as some of the others, but rule 4, have fun. That's what we're doing now. We're having fun. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Tony, of course, was one of the main competitors in the cereal mascot battle video. Go watch that. That fits pretty good. Yeah, let's just get the logo in there and... yeah, there you go. Nothing too special, nothing too bad. But you know what this does mean? It's time for some bonus cereal. This comment gave me a really fun idea. What if we made a cereal that's Cheetos? Cheetos are just long cereal if you think about it. I know there's not really cheese-flavored cereal, but why can't there be? I think this could totally work as long as you market it really well. Maybe limited edition or something, I don't know. I know I was totally against having the bowl in the box, but I think it can be justified because I have a really solid idea. Again, we'll get the milk, similar to the Cap'n Crunch box, but this is gonna have a fun twist. Let's make this milk a little bigger and warp it just a little bit. Now, there's one thing that Chester is definitely really good at, and that is skateboarding. He's been skateboarding on the main package for years and years now. And while we don't get to see him in action very often, I do not doubt his abilities as a skater. So let's get a picture of him skating, and I specifically need him facing forward. Yes, here we go. You know, out of all of the food mascots, Chester's kind of got some swag. Like, he seems like he'd be a real one, but also like totally unhinged. So I'm just gonna have him riding in the milk as if his now surfboard is parting the milk. I think this is so styling. Then let's just get a bunch of Cheetos in here. They look like carrots, dude. I'm realizing these are almost all Kellogg's. That's okay, maybe we'll do a sequel down the line. Let me know if you want that. Maybe he'll be grabbing one just for the fun of it. I don't know the best way to blend them in with the milk. Drop this in here. New text that says cereal. We'll give this some warping as well. Maybe just a nice bulge. Kind of want that cereal to blend with the background or something. I don't know if that's smart, but it's prompting me that way. Give that bowl a nice shadow. You know, that doesn't look too bad as a packaging. I don't know if this would taste very good. I would pick that up, personally. I don't know if I'd like it, but it's just one of those novelty snacks that, like, you just gotta try it. I think Cap'n Crunch has gotta be my favorite this time. Here's me putting it on the globe for the tradition. And for next episode, let's just keep running with the food and do some candy wrappers. Let me know how you would change existing candy packaging or if you have any ideas for totally new ones. Same deal as the other food episodes, just leave a comment. I see those easier if you're a channel member. Thank you guys for the support. And of course, don't forget to subscribe.